With the San Antonio Spurs winning a very rigged draft lottery, they get the right to the number one overall pick. And as soon as I knew what the lottery looked like, I knew I had to grab some of the best basketball minds that I know to create one of the best mock drafts for the 2023 NBA draft. This is a long video, longer than I usually do. I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you to Zach and Sean for coming out and participating in the video. NBA mock draft for the Empty Stats channel and maybe on these guys' social medias. I don't know what they're doing. They're here as my guests. I'm here with Zach and Sean, who I worked with last year as a part of the North Texas basketball program. Represent. So
Always repping. Always
Shirt
repping.
does not have North Texas basketball on it. It's just a shirt.
So we are here to make our mock draft. We have a Google sheet that will be made public after the draft and that we will be keeping up with during the draft. So the order is going to be a little sporadic, but you're gonna have to bear with us. So Zach will be selecting for the Utah Jazz, the Orlando Magic, the Pacers, and the Spurs. I will be selecting for the Dallas Mavericks and the Charlotte Hornets. And Sean is a Houston fan, so he will be selecting for the Houston Rockets.
With the first pick.
With the first overall pick, the San Antonio Spurs won the lottery, and that leaves Zach up for the first pick of the 2023 NBA draft.
You know, this was a hard pick to make, but we're going to be taking Victor Wembanyama.
Whoa!
Holy.
Ooh. Oh.
There was a lot of consternation in the draft room.
Yeah.
We think Zach Collins is the future of the center position and all, but, you know, we're going to go ahead and draft over him. I think Victor Wembanyama can be an MVP caliber player for the next 20 years or so, depending on how
20.
long those hold. Just the height and skill level, it's just absurd. Championships, being the best player in the league for several years, I think
You think you're
like
good?
that's what everyone's expecting, so don't want to disappoint the people.
Second overall pick, and there's been a lot of discussion about this on like Twitter and in the draft world. There's not a whole lot of discussion in my end. I'm going Scoot Henderson for the Charlotte Hornets. I don't think it's particularly close. I think Scoot is very clear cut the second best player in the draft. Him and LaMelo can definitely work. Terry Rozier, you can put your ass on the bench, dude. Or you can just get the hell out. I mean, either way.
Scary Terry.
Scary Terry will not be part of the starting five for a while. Ship him out. Scoot and LaMelo are the absolute future. Scoot is a generational point guard, and like Brandon Miller is good, and the Thompson twins are good, but they're not generational. They're not a once in a lifetime point guard, and Scoot Henderson might be that. So I'm very happy to turn in the second overall pick for the Charlotte Hornets as Scoot Henderson.
What kind of trade do you think you'd be looking at if what would it take in the hypothetical sense
To trade
to get
from Scoot Henderson?
Straight down from 2. Potentially with 4, you know.
If Houston, so I think the most likely candidate is Houston to trade up to 2 because they need a point guard bad. I would want like 4 and Tari Eason and Sengun. I would want 4 and Jalen Green. I mean, I would want the farm
for 2 spots. Jalen Green.
Nah. I would want the farm
for two spots.
I think Scoot is so much better than all of those players. But this draft is so good. I'm happy to get the 4th pick if I was Charlotte. But y'all would need to pay me a lot for me to move from 2.
If I was Charlotte. As the Houston rep, we're not doing. But Tari Eason is potentially. Yeah, no, that's not happening.
Okay,
that's fine. For 2 spots.
3rd pick.
Portland Trailblazers on the clock.
Yep.
Yeah, the Portland Trailblazers are in such an interesting situation right now because this is like it could go so many places with this, and I feel like if Wemby fell or if Scoot fell to 3, you take him, and you know If you have the chance at Scoot, maybe you want to move on from Dame. That's kind of the big question right now is with him aging, how do they grace out of this period? Yeah, are they going to maximize his title window or I don't know. All that to say, I think go with best player available right now, Brandon Miller. I think he's not quite as someone you want to build around, but I think this is don't over. Yeah, regardless of what happens, I think you gotta take the best player available here, and that's Brendan Miller. What can you say about him? 6'9", shooting guard. He can run pick and rolls. He's one of the best shooters in the draft, over 40%. NCAA tournament was a little disappointing for him, but he had signature games in February. Where he had was that against Georgia where he dropped like 50, 45? Yeah, he was. I mean, he was a menace. Really good defender. He's so long, such a great athlete. I'm really high on him. I think Marsh was a little weird.
Deal with some
and
injuries.
It does. Yeah. Still, he didn't look the same. But yeah, Brendan Miller still best player available. I would take him. Figure out rest of the offseason moves. They could also look to trade this for another complimentary piece, another star. But we're just drafting right now. We're not trading, so
Yeah.
we're going Brandon Miller.
I don't just acquire young talent, Portland. Don't try and compete because you're not going to compete.
Anyway,
Houston back on the clock.
Once again on the clock. Houston Rockets. This one, as a Houston fan, disappointed we got number 4. I think Scoot was the prize here. Seeing that since forever. Obviously, the team needs a point guard, needs a lot of things. This one, I thought about rigging it and letting Brandon Miller slide, but honestly, I think the team does need a point guard. I was looking to go maybe somewhere else with this. I love Jarris Walker out of Houston. I think he's a little too similar to Tari Eason. Want to give front court room to develop. I'm not super high on this guy, but I'm going with Amen Thompson. One of the best athletes in the draft, able to move the ball around well. Also, the biggest question mark is the shot, I feel, but gives KPJ an opportunity to move off ball. He's one of the best off ball shooters in the NBA. The way to run a transition, throwing it off the backboard to Jalen Green. I'm ready to have one of the best most athletic front courts in the NBA. I think that would be
with the best front court. In the
best transition. Oh my god, Jalen Green as a shot maker, and this guy just everywhere as an athlete. Shot maker.
Best AAU team in the NBA.
On the clock for Detroit, and I'm personally very happy that this guy fell. I don't think he really fell. I think this is where he's kind of mocked to go. For Detroit, we have the guards of the future. We have Ivy, we have Cade, and we have
Killian Hayes.
We got Killian Hayes.
Is a point guard of the future.
We got the 3 big guards of the future. So I don't think we need another guard. So I'm going to go for wing help. I like Beef Stew. I like Jalen Duren. Not a big fan of Marvin Bagley. Bojan's 34. So with the 5th overall pick, the Detroit Pistons will select Cam Whitmore out of Villanova.
Good.
Crazy athlete. I like his potential as a shot creator and a shot maker. The numbers don't really support his playmaking ability, but also the Villanova team he was on last year sucked. A really bad playmaking team as a whole. So I think if we get him next to Cade and next to Ivy, he's going to be good. He's going to spot up. He's going to be a really good defender, really active hands. So I'm very happy to take Cam Whitmore at 5 for Detroit.
Yeah, I think shoring up the wings is priority. For them being the worst team in the NBA and falling to 5 kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But I don't think they really need. I don't think they really need Wemby or Scoot as much.
They don't need the best player in the draft. They just need supporting guys. 6 overall pick,
No,
the Orlando Magic.
no Asor Thompson at 5 is very interesting.
It seems like all the
I'm
mocks have them
surprised.
back to back, and we will be the first to not have them back to back.
No, I was saying, I was surprised you didn't take Asor Thompson.
I like
Yeah, you've-
Asar Thompson. I don't love the Thompson twins. I like them. Like I've seen some takes of them not even being lottery picks, which I think is crazy.
Yeah.
I just think he needs the ball in his hands more than Cam Whitmore does. And when you have Cade and Ivy, who are both capable shooters, I would like someone that is maybe a little bit more like built out, and someone with a little bit more
Big boy.
day
Boy.
one shot making ability. And while he's not like the greatest shooter in the draft, I mean Grady Dick's on the board. He's someone that can do a little bit of what Asar Thompson does, but maybe it's just a little higher floor, which I think is fine for the Pistons. They're not shooting for the moon here. So I love Cam. I think Cam's great. I think he's a great athlete.
I might actually pass on Asar Thompson anyway. I'm going to take Anthony Black.
Oh,
Maybe
For
my
the
favorite
Orlando Magic?
player in the
Oof.
draft.
Anthony Black at 6. Wow. All right.
To the Magic?
To the Magic.
To the Magic? Ooh.
So
the Magic.
why is Orlando drafting another point guard?
Yeah.
I see Anthony Black as more of like
Combo.
a super bench wing at this point, which I think the Magic could really use. He's not really a shooter, which is really what they could use, but like there's plenty of time for that later. Point guard wise, I'm just not really enthused by any of the point guards on the Magic anyway. But I just think their lack of real wings, other than like massive wings like Paulo and Franz, I think he fits on the small forward side of ball.
So you think kind of converting him to a 2-3 role?
Yeah,
Do you think they just need to
but
consolidate?
even playing point guard off the bench, I think essentially is what I would imagine him with Suggs and Cole.
Are you part of the trade this pick and like a whole bunch of the young players for like a young star, or are you just gonna keep stacking talent?
I'm kind of down for like a Jordan Poole trade.
Young star
I would
Jordan
not give
Poole.
I would not give up the 6th pick for Jordan Poole. I would not. That would get you canned. So I don't know. There's some sort of trade down action maybe, and just having Anthony Black kind of spearhead a rebuild. I think he has the potential to be one of the best players in this draft, especially if some guys like Amen or Asor, I think especially
Don't work out.
underperform. Yeah.
So is that a you said you want wing help and passed on a sore for Anthony Black. You just think Anthony Black's that much of a better prospect, or you think it's a fit thing as well?
I just feel better about Anthony Black succeeding in the NBA. I feel better about his shot.
It doesn't seem to
Or
be as like aesthetically destroyed as Asar's.
yeah.
Because Asar, I mean, when he shoots, he sticks he like leans forward really weird. Anthony Black his jump shot looks okay. I mean, it's not great, but like it
Yeah.
looks better. It looks like salvageable.
Yeah.
So
I just like those huge ball handler type of guys, you know.
yeah, that is your forte
My
of
type.
player. You're back to back drafted for the Pacers at 7. Where are we going at
Wow.
7?
What an opportunity. I like Jarris Walker here.
Jarris Walker at 7.
Jarris Walker
Gonna
at
take him.
7.
I love James Walker.
Pacers really need help at that like big wing, small ball center kind of role. Just having someone to pair next to Miles Turner that's just going to be an electric rebounder and kind of post masher. They had nobody at that position. They were playing like shooting guards and
Isaiah Jackson
backup
got
centers next to Miles. Yeah, I think Jarris would be a huge talent upgrade, and I have a good feeling about him. in his fit.
Sean coming in at the Wizards at number 8. Got a lot to
Yeah.
work with there. They got a lot of
Yeah.
nothing really.
Board's pretty open. I wanted Jarris Walker. I think he's got so much upside. I think he's just gonna be great. But Wizards could go a lot of places with this.
They need a lot.
They need so much, and they've never had a good draft pick. Rui Hachimura was probably their best draft pick of the past decade. Yeah, probably. I think before that would have been Bradley Beal. I mean,
Probably.
Bradley Beal was what, 2012? Yeah.
You're gonna right the ship. Who are you gonna right the
Yeah.
ship with?
Hey, I'm going one of two ways. I think Sar Thompson as a wingy athlete would be good. You guys know how I feel about overtime elite though. This one's kind of maybe not there. I think Cason Wallace, freshman from Kentucky, best defensive point guard in the draft.
Okay.
When in doubt, go defense. They do point guard. He's a good athlete. He can play well in transition with Kuzma.
Jason Wallace.
Cason Wallace.
Oh, I
Mm.
don't hate it.
Solid shooter. Yeah.
So
I mean, it's not.
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not.
It's not hateable. I think.
Sexy pick, but I mean, high floor
No,
guy.
I buy him into him as a great defender, guy that will come in, contribute day one. Can play next to Beal if Beal wants to stay, or if he wants to just be dramatic about requesting a trade again all the time. But yeah, they got to get something that'll work, and I buy into him as maybe not the highest upside, but a guy that can
come in and play.
high floor, like you said. Yeah.
So number 9, Utah Jazz, one of the most surprising teams in the league last year. They do have some gaps still, and Zach is going to be drafting for the Jazz.
Walker Kessler.
So
they have
we
one.
really need a point guard.
Yep.
Really need a point guard. But I'm not going to take a point guard because there are no point guards.
Don't take
point guards are useless.
Who I think you're going to take.
If Asar was not on the board still, I would be taking Grady
Asar
Dick.
Is on the board. Okay.
But Asar is on the board.
Okay.
And so I will be taking Asar Thompson.
Okay. The better shooter of the two.
The better shooter of the two between Ahmed and Asar. Not the better shooter of the two between Asar and Grady Dick.
No.
But
hot take.
With the Jazz have a unique opportunity here because with all of the shooting that their bigs provide, Walker Kessler excluded, but between Lauri Markkanen and Kelly Olynyk, I think they can really go with a gamble on a potentially non-spacer like Asar Thompson, just as a talent play, because I mean that's what they really need.
Yeah.
Next to Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, the athleticism can balance out some of that. I think pushing the transition play.
Okay.
Find a point guard later.
Yeah. Number 10, Dallas Mavericks.
Wait, what? Okay.
So number 10. I mean, this is the easiest pick in the draft. Give me Taylor Hendricks. Dwight Powell sucks.
You've had this penciled in for months.
Dwight Powell has 0 redeeming qualities. I love him as a person. Not a shooter, not a defender.
It's a redeeming quality.
Not a shooter, not a defender, not a playmaker, can't post up. Lob threat, but is really inconsistent in when he finishes lobs. Taylor Hendricks can do all of those things, and he's 6'10", which is the same height as Dwight Powell. So if we need to run him at the 5, I'm cool with that. Playmaking is a little bit whack. Sometimes he has a real nice left to right to left crossover. But like anything is an upgrade over like Dwight Powell and Reggie Bullock. We have 0 size and we have like little to no defense, and Taylor Hendricks is going to slide in there perfectly. I was hoping Jarris Walker
slide right in there. That's crazy.
I'm cool with Jarris Walker or Taylor Hendricks here, but I'm really happy that Taylor Hendricks will be a Dallas Maverick. It's not a sexy pick. Everyone knows like if Taylor Hendricks is on the board, someone's going to be drafting him with the Mavs there. I'm happy to keep that going. Orlando Magic on the
Yeah.
board. Zach,
Mm.
second pick of the draft. First pick went Anthony Black. Second pick is going. I think I know where you're going. If I had to guess,
What would you guess?
I would guess you're going Grady Dick here.
I'm actually not.
Oh, okay.
I'm going Arkansas teammate Nick Smith.
Oh,
Going
wow.
high.
Okay, so you aren't completely out on Dick Smith.
Nope. I kind of like Nick Smith. I think Nick Smith can add some much needed Malik Monk like stretch to these Orlando Magic, which is exactly what they need. Be a lightning scorer off the bench
Interesting.
and potentially
Two point guards.
center Pete. Nick Smith is not a point guard, sir.
He's a shooting guard.
This is Garkar.
I like the talent play. I think
You think he can
Orlando Magic needs some upside next to Paulo and Franz, best young duo in the league.
Okay. I have Nick Smith at 24 on my big board.
Mm.
At
Mm.
Kind of.
here at 11 is a little early for me, but hey, I'm not drafting for the Magic.
A little reachy.
I don't hate it, but like I don't know. It
I also
feels
like that they played on the same team. I like play on the same team, guys.
so for 12, the Oklahoma City Thunder, I will be drafting for the Thunder. Go a lot of ways here. Whole lot of young talent. Josh Giddey, Shea, Poku, Chet coming back.
Oh yeah.
Feels like I'm forgetting a name. Isaiah Joe's really good.
Getting two names.
Oh yeah,
Jalen Williams and Jalen Williams.
Yeah, J Will and J
Jalen.
Will.
Yeah, J Will and J Dub.
I mean, I would look to have like a 4 here, but they don't really have one. Play Chet at the 5. There's not really a 4 in this range that I love. I'm thinking about reaching on Gigi Jackson here, going real early Gigi. But I think I'm going to take
High upside.
Yeah, real high upside if you just put it together. I think I'm gonna take best player available here, and go Keontae George out of Baylor. Really love his game as a scorer. It's a much better catch and shoot player than I think people give him credit for. Better athlete than people give him credit for, and I think those are two things that the Thunder could really use with Shea and Lou Dort, who are good shooters but not like great shooters. Isaiah Joe's a great shooter. Josh Giddey's not a great shooter. So a little bit more shooting and a little bit more athleticism. Best player available in my opinion.
Was considering Keontae
For Orlando.
for that spot, yeah.
Yep. All right, Sean.
Shake the
13,
Real high.
Toronto Raptors.
Okay. This one's pretty easy for me then. I'm gonna go Grady Dick, freshman out of Kansas. One of the, probably the best shooter, shot maker in the class. He fits their, big wing, versatile skill set that they just kind of look for.
Yep.
I think it also adds some legit shooting to their roster that I think they could use. Yeah, that one's I think they're pretty happy to have him fall there.
Yeah, kind of landed in your lap.
Yeah.
All right, Zach for the New Orleans Pelicans.
The New Orleans Pelicans are kind of a bummer team to have to be running. They
Why do you say
they
that?
were exciting the past few years, but I mean
Hasn't worked
this
out.
year really put a damper on everything. I was looking to take a shooting guard here just to play next to all of their wings because I mean they have a bunch of size on the wing. They're probably one of the deepest teams in the league with that like forward size. So I took Jordan Hawkins.
Okay. Out of UConn.
Yeah.
Out of UConn. Kind of became a household name during
the
this
run.
tourney run.
Yep.
I think he's a great shooter. I think he can bring some. I think he'll be able to play right away, just as a spacer that the Pelicans don't really have outside of him. I mean, they're playing Dyson Daniels and Herb Jones as like
Spacers.
those stretch guys next to
Trey Murphy.
their main 2 or main 3. CJ.
We are out
Maybe not the
of
highest
lottery.
upside guy, but I like him.
So we are officially out of the lottery. We are at 15 with an Atlanta Hawks, and
Ooh.
I will be drafting for Atlanta. So at the 15th pick, the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, it's such a guard-heavy area right here. I want to take a spacer. I like Bilal Coulibaly here. I like Gigi Jackson
Ooh.
here.
Mm.
I like Dariq Whitehead
Out of
here.
front court.
But I'm going to go Bryce Sensabaugh out of Ohio State. One of the best shooters in the draft.
I like that.
And probably the best shooter remaining. You know, him and Dariq can have a shoot off. But I really like Bryce Sensabaugh. I think he's a little weird. I don't think he plays a whole lot of defense. But that, you know, we got Onyeka and Clint Capella down low to kind of protect him there. So I'm just hoping that the shot making is good enough to cover up some of the flaws, which I think it is.
It's a good fit. They lost some of that with Werder. You think they look to maybe move John Collins on this night too?
Dude, they've been trying to do that for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Every night is a looking to move John Collins night.
if he's not
Yeah.
traded by in the next like week and a half, he's never gonna.
This man will retire an Atlanta Hawk.
Yeah.
They'll retire his jersey as always tried to trade. Utah Jazz on the clock selected Asar Thompson earlier in the draft at 9. Sean is up at 16 to select for the Utah Jazz. Sean, where are you thinking?
I was thinking about how good of a pick Bryce Sensabaugh was. I mean, like we said earlier, they need a point guard. I think the point guards are getting a little thin. I think they all went to the Magic earlier. I mean, I'm thinking Jalen Hood-Schifino. He's one of the best playmakers still available. It's a little higher than I have him, but I think they can afford. I think we're out of the best player available area. I think they can afford to take a little bit of a reach on. He's big wing, long player, can play a little defense. Good playmaker. Yeah. They got their defense built around Walker Kessler, obviously one of generational defender at this point already. He's instantly Rudy Gobert. And short up the wings with Asar. But yeah, we can afford to reach a little on a good point guard.
I don't even know if that's a reach. I have him at 15 on my big board, and you drafted him here at 16. So I like it. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's a crazy draft.
Yeah, I feel like there's higher upside guys still available. But,
big guard, point guard.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
All right, Zach with the LA Lakers, his favorite team in the league. Down 0-3 right now as we record. They might get swept.
Big Lakers guy.
So, what are we thinking here at 17 for the Lakers?
It's kind of an interesting position, just where the Lakers are in their roster for next season. It's pretty bare bones. It's kind of LeBron, AD, Vanderbilt, Mo Bamba, Malik Beasley, Mo Bamba not even really playing. So that first round pick's kind of got a
hit.
I mean, they might just end up trading it, honestly, but we're gonna target a small forward as well.
Okay.
So that Jalen Hood-Schifino pick was a real bummer. Not a huge fan of that, Sean.
No, it doesn't fit your vision.
So, I guess we're taking Ryan Rupert.
Oh wow!
Just as the next wing guy on my board.
Okay.
Kind of a question mark. might get fired for this one. Uh,
Okay.
hoping LeBron comes back and saves us.
You know, not where I thought you were gonna go when you said small forward. I thought you were gonna go Jed Howard out of Michigan, but
Jed Howard would have actually been a great pick with Rob Pelinka's connections there. That would make a lot more sense, but the Lakers have submitted the pick. Typical Laker move.
it is a little too late. Okay. So after that shock, Miami is up at 18. So they're up
NBA
3
champions.
They're up 3-0 right now. The top guy on my board right now is Kobe Buffkin. Maybe a Kyle Lowry replacement. Him and Jimmy, I think, could work. I would like someone that isn't not super one-dimensional, because I don't want to call the Heat role players one-dimensional, but like.
But they are.
Yeah,
They're just playing amazing right now.
They're all just
so they don't look one-dimensional, but
on
they
fire,
are.
catch
I
and
saw
shoot three guys.
Duncan Robinson had a drive on Jason Tatum at the rim and
He's
owned him.
cutting guys. Like,
It's not one
Everyone's having
dimensional.
the hottest point in their career ever. That's what it takes for an 8 seed to get to the finals. But.
You know, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm gonna go Kobe Buffkin out of Michigan. Actually, Jed Howard's still on the board. I just completely forgot about Jed Howard.
Pick is in. Pick is in.
So Kobe Buffkin will be going to the Miami Heat. I still like the pick. I still think Kobe Buffkin can be. He was not a great defender, but I think he does everything else really, really well. We know Kyle Lowry's getting up there in age, so we need maybe a backup point guard, because I don't really think they have a great backup point guard right now. I think it's just kind of Jimmy ball if it's not Kyle Lowry in there.
So do you think that Kobe Buffkin is more of a point guard than a shooting guard? Is he just kind of both?
I think he can be whatever the team that drafts him needs him to be. I think by nature he's more of a combo guard, but I mean, he's a good playmaker. He gets the basket like crazy, and when he gets the basket, he shoots like, I think it was like 81% that he shoots around the hoop, which is insane when you're like a 6'3" guard. The shot, I'm a little more weary on the shot than some people are. I just don't love it. But I also think it's gonna play. And with all the shooting spacing that they have, I mean, his driving ability is going to be up to 100. So I do think he can be the point guard, especially learning from Kyle Lowry. I think Kobe Buffkin's gonna slide in here. I think he's gonna slide in here great. So I'm happy to take Kobe Buffkin at 18.
What do you think happens with Tyler Harrow? Just because it gets to be kind of crowded at some point with all these guys, and he's just like not even. He's been hurt this whole playoff run. There's potential that he could come back, but
I think
I don't know.
he
From a major
still
piece
is going to be that first guy off the bench next year. Even if they do in this world take Kobe Buffkin, it'd be Kyle Lowry, and then Kobe Buffkin, Jimmy Butler, and then like Bam, Kevin Love. I don't know what that 4 or 5 looks like really. You know, you can run some Udonis Haslem small ball center minutes.
He's finally retired.
Yeah, I know.
Don't wake him up.
You know, some Max Strus, maybe some Victor.
He's
Oladipo.
dead and gone.
They have a lot of
You
guys
see them,
that kind of fit in.
Fans were chanting for Haslam to get in the game, and he just like, last night.
So, yeah, Kobe Buffkin, good pick. I like it. I'm happy to do that at 18 for the Heat. At 19,
Solid.
Sean with the Golden State Warriors.
Warriors are also an interesting spot. In terms of like, this was losing this year was kind of hurtful. They just they're kind of in weird talks with extending their GM right now.
Yep.
So I don't know. They're not quite in blow it up area yet, and I don't think that's still a few years down the line. But they do need probably some immediate help. Jonathan Kuminga's not quite it. Wiseman didn't work out.
Trade talks.
Yeah.
So
Pool's interesting, but I think their drafting tendencies in recent years have been high upside guys. So I'm gonna go Leonard Miller out of the G League. Kind
That
of
would be
a
my pick.
point forwardy type. I think he I mean we're talking about upside. He's big, he's long.
huge.
Yeah, can do a lot of different things on the court. Yeah, and it kind of fits their guy that they like to go with here. You know, they like to take swings, and I think that's probably a good drafting strategy.
Play some small ball 5.
Yeah.
He's one of the small
Yeah,
ball 5.
yeah, kind of compliment next to Draymond a little, learn from him while he can.
I think he can
Yeah.
shoot too.
You buy
I
the
think
He's
shot.
a good athlete. That's kind of a question. I mean, it's kind of a question with everyone at this point. I think if they put an effort into it, they can develop that. But
Yeah. So Sean,
not
you are
necessarily a
back to back
strength
with
at
the
the moment.
Houston Rockets. 20. Earlier you took Amin Thompson out of overtime. So
Yep.
still have that point
And
guard hole unless you think Amin is the point
I think
guard.
James Harden's probably coming back too. Hopefully,
Okay.
did I talk about that last time?
Yeah.
You did not.
Okay. Oh, I didn't mention that at all. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think he's probably coming back, but also we're going based on how the roster is right now. To go back to that, I think a man works for both of those. Whether or not he comes back, I think man's a good pick there. But this pick, pretty easy once again. We're going Jet Howard, one of the best off-ball shot creators, shot makers. Sorry, off-ball shot creation doesn't really make sense. Left on the board at this point. Big, 6'8" freshman. He can stroke that thing, and that's what we need. People to play off the ball next to these guys, shoot it. Yeah, space the floor out a little bit. We got our hustle guys. We got our. I think the front court is like just kind of a weird fit with Shingun and Jabari Smith right now. So I think there needs. I was also thinking maybe like Derek Lively here would be something interesting, but I think we all kind of feel similar about taking centers early and just kind of center value.
If centers play, man,
yeah.
I like taking centers whenever they can play. I think Derek Lively can play.
Yeah, he's a big body. But Jet Howard has a higher upside, better fit as a shot maker. Good off ball wing shooter.
I don't hate it.
Pack your bags, Jay Sean Tate and Kenyon Martin Jr.
Yeah.
And Deshaun Nix.
And Deshaun Nix.
So, no defense, just vibes over there in Houston still. I mean,
Yep.
Min
Oh, yeah.
great
Great
defender.
Great pick, Rockets.
But yeah, that's a really good pick. Brooklyn Nets are back-to-back. Me and Zach will be selecting for the Brooklyn Nets. Zach has the first pick. Where are you going? Because I have my pick locked up. So I'll let you
Locked
take it
up?
first. Yep.
Wow. The Brooklyn Nets will not be taking Derek Lively.
Okay. Well, you don't know that.
Yeah, not with their first pick.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
If you want, I can go first, and you can go second if you want a little bit more time.
Yeah, you go first.
All right, what pick is this? With the 21st overall pick, the Brooklyn Nets will be selecting G.G. Jackson out of South Carolina. I think he has top 5 return potential. It's just a matter of if he is able to have a long enough of a leash. And with a Brooklyn Nets team that I don't think is looking to contend next year, I think G.G. Jackson has the upside swing. He might spend some time in the G League, spend some time next to Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. As long as they can reel in the shot selection, I like him. I think he is more mature than people give him credit for, from what I've heard. But yeah, G.G. Jackson, 21, love it.
Ben Simmons, better learn Chinese, buddy. The Brooklyn Nets will
You've been
be
waiting to say that
taking
one.
Derek Whitehead.
Derek Whitehead.
Oh, I was just
Derek
looking at
Whitehead, not Derek Lively.
that. Derek
I thought you were about
Whitehead.
to say Derek Lively after everything we just
No,
said. It's like,
Yeah.
what the f-
not even as a joke. Not even as a joke.
So
I was
Derek,
just looking at him.
one of the best shooters in the draft still.
and definitely a talent swing. I think he was a much heralded recruit going into Duke. Who it's just kind of how Duke guys go sometimes. Not able to flash
The potential.
as much potential as they show as a prep prospect. I really love this Nets roster. I think they have a lot of great wings now, especially with GG Jackson, another talent swing. They just need a superstar to complement everybody. And hopefully Tariq or GG
Superstar
or
potential.
draft pick to be named later.
Yeah, can do that.
Yeah.
So Portland Trailblazers are on the clock. They had Brandon Miller earlier, and Sean, you're selecting for the Portland Trailblazers twice now. So a lot of synergy coming in at 20. What is that? 23.
Yeah. I got a couple thoughts about this one. I mean, once again, the Blazers are in an interesting situation.
Yeah.
Multiple timelines going on. They have a tendency to draft young guys, like really young. Shaden Sharp, basically out of high school.
Love that.
Yeah, turns out he's great.
I loved him.
Yeah, but I got two different thoughts here, but gotta pick somebody. I'm gonna go with Chris Murray out of Iowa, Keegan Murray's brother. I think he's got, it's kind of a best player available thing. He's a really good shot maker. Similar to his brother, he can score from anywhere. Slide in kind of. I think the Jeremy Grant situations and how he's probably gone. I don't know. There's so many question marks around them right now that it's hard to.
Hard to draft for him.
Hard to say, but I think he's a good pick in this situation. My other backup pick, if this matters, I think maybe Noah Clowney, big, defender guy.
Yep. 'Cause Nurk doesn't
Fill up
play
that front court a little bit. Yeah, kind of shore up some of that. But also Chris Murray out of Iowa.
I would
He's also
definitely
older. He's like 23
overpay.
almost now, but what?
I would definitely pay overpaid Jeremy Grant.
You pay him?
Yeah, I would pay him a lot of money. I think he's very good, and I'm not sure what they do if he leaves. Plus, they can't trade him.
Yeah, Blazers always kind of just like, I don't know, make so many middling decisions. I feel like they never go all in on one plan.
1 year.
It's like nobody has money, so where's everyone going? I don't totally get all this, but
All right,
who knows?
Zach, 24, Sacramento Kings, one of the best stories of the year.
Oh yeah, hyped.
Light the beam.
Light
beam team.
Light the damn beam. Kings. The Kings are looking to draft a shooting guard,
Okay.
which will be Max Lewis. Kind of a big shooting guard, but
I like
a
Max
wing
Lewis.
Big shooters.
type of role. Yep. Just to add more to I think he can defend as well. Just add some more to the stable of wings that the Kings have that I love.
Yep.
Between Malik Monk and Kevin Herter, everyone lighting everyone up. It's like I think they were the number one offense this year.
Oh yeah, they were. I think.
Fantastic.
They were the Warriors.
I think it was them, and I think they played at the fastest pace too. So.
These type of guys should all go in the first round. These big wings that can guard threes and twos and that is my soapbox. Everyone should take wings.
Well,
Take wings over and over.
I agree with that.
with the
Big
25th
wings
pick, I
typically
will
turn
also
out to be
take
the best.
Oh yeah, Grizz.
Which wing?
With the 25th pick, the Memphis Grizzlies will select Bilal Coulibaly out of France, Mets 92.
You've been pretty high on him. I'm not as familiar with international players. What's his?
Could be the best wing defender in the draft. Shot has a long way to go. Has like no in between game. Three's still working. He's a blur. He's a great athlete. I think if he figures out the shot, he could play from day one. Kind of a combo wing. Has a little bit of playmaking ability. He's kind of come on later in the year, but I really think he can play if given the right circumstance. And I think, regardless of everything going on with like the Grizzlies and John Morant and Dylan Brooks, I think that's a pretty good situation for a guy that needs to learn and grow. I mean, you got guys like Jake LaRavia, David Roddy,
Kenneth Lofton
Jr. So I think he could play over all of those guys. Now,
Zaire Williams.
Yeah, like 3 years down the road, I think he could be the best wing defender in this draft, and no one would really bat an eye. So happy to get him here at 25.
And I think there's going to be plenty of playing time for him because I think Dylan Brooks'
Out of there.
time in Memphis is up. It's not a well-kept secret. Under no circumstances will he be back.
That's crazy.
I just feel so bad.
Maybe one of the most insane troll tweets Shams has ever had.
That was a troll tweet. I don't think that was even said.
Long history of Shams troll tweets.
Zach, you were back on the
court. Dylan Brooks isn't even. He's had a good year. He's a good defender. He can shoot a little bit. I think he's looking at shots. But anyway,
I agree. Many Zach Dizdart GM-controlled teams would be very interested in Dylan Brooks' services.
So very interested. Earlier, the Pacers took Jarace Walker at 7. They are here again at 26 with Zach drafting for them again. So at 26, who are we thinking? Zachary Dizdar.
Just a side note: the San Antonio Spurs would like to laud the Grizzlies' pick of Bilal Coulibaly. They were very interested in pairing him with Wembanyama again.
Yeah, get the teammate synergy going back.
We're not able to trade up.
The Spurs only got one pick here, so they gotta make it work.
I know.
Trade Keldon Johnson to trade back in the first round.
It'll definitely get you back.
No, sir. Keldon Johnson is under a no trade restriction. No shot is he getting moved off this team.
Yeah.
Indiana Pacers need.
I thought this was Detroit Pistons. Oh no, sorry.
Pacers.
Okay.
The Indiana Pacers once again need a power forward.
Okay, well, you got one of those.
I know who I would pick here.
Who would you pick here, Sean?
Trace Jackson Davis. Keep him in Indiana.
Fuck no, we're not taking Trace Jackson Davis. Sorry.
He's good. He's a great player.
We might actually be not taking a power forward. We might be taking a shooting guard.
Okay.
Like Colby Jones.
Oh, okay. Not where I thought.
Looking at him.
Once again, more of a wing than like a straight shooting guard, but that's the best kind anyway.
Okay. I don't hate
it. I think he can slide around with Ben Mathurin. Tyrese's size as well. I love the Pacers roster. I think they're fantastic, and having a spacing center just makes everything fit even better to pair with.
Yeah.
Their first pick, Jarace Walker. Marcus Sasser was also under consideration, but was not the final.
Yeah. Pick. I like Marcus Sasser a lot. But
That's
at
really good.
27, the Charlotte Hornets do not need another point guard, and I will be
Hmm.
drafting for the Charlotte Hornets. We took Scoot earlier, so here I'm thinking wing. I'm thinking
A lot of holes.
yeah, a lot of holes, and we're not going to fill it up in just this draft, so we still got a long way to
Hmm.
go. A guy that I'm really high on that y'all and like the world isn't as high on, but
Okay.
my personal favorite player in the draft will be going here. I'm
This is
taking
gonna be an
Jordan
Aiden
Walsh.
special. Ooh,
Jordan Walsh.
This
I had to
team,
think about favorite player in the draft for a sec.
team can
Oof.
not defend. Lamelo is not a good defender. Scoot's a fine defender. Maybe Miles Bridges is coming back. I don't really know.
That's what
PJ
weird. Yeah.
Washington is an okay defender. You got Mark Williams, but none of those guys are wings and like guard defenders. Jordan Walsh is going to clamp. And he's going to be getting easy shots from guys like Scoot and LaMelo, who are the two of the best playmakers in the league. So I think this is a great fit for Jordan Walsh. Just grind on defense and hit open threes on offense. Not going to be asked to do a lot with your ball in the hands. Has some secondary play or tertiary playmaking ability. So I really like Jordan Walsh. I think him at 27 is a really great pick. So I'm going to toot my own horn here.
Can he hit open threes though?
That's the question. Is we're gonna learn.
Yeah.
I like the shot more than some people do.
Yeah, it's a little
It was a
unorthodox.
It was a bad Arkansas team. It wasn't bad,
Yeah,
but they
that's
were a
really
poorly
disappointing.
spaced Arkansas team playing next to Ricky Council, who's not a great shooter. Anthony Black, who's not a great shooter. The center, whose name I can't remember, was not a shooter. Like Nick Smith was the spacing for that team last year. So having some more spacing with LaMelo and Tay Rozier and PJ Washington, who's a stretch four and play some small ball five. I think Jordan Walsh is going to fit in here perfectly, and I love Jordan Walsh. I think his game against Kansas really showed why he deserves to be a first-round pick. I mean, killed Jalen Wilson. I mean, he was doing all the small
One of the
things.
toughest matchups in college basketball.
He does all
Yeah.
the small things, and the Charlotte Hornets need a culture setter that does all the small things, and I think Jordan Walsh can be that for them.
the Orlando
I
Magic
like
were
that pick.
very interested in Jordan Walsh. The Orlando Razorbacks.
Yeah, just get all three of
You
them.
left a Razorback. Yeah, Arkansas was one of the most disappointing college basketball teams this past season. But I like that pick. I think kind of similar to like Jared Vanderbilt, kind of that you could just sick him on somebody
Sick
that
dog.
lead defender type of dude.
I love
Those
him.
guys are
I love him.
yeah, I like that pick.
Utah Jazz are up next. This does say Sean,
Yeah.
but it should be Zach. So I'll let y'all fight between the two because Zach.
Sean can go.
Oh, good. Sean can
I'm
go.
a generous.
Damn. Okay.
I just missed this one.
That's all right.
So the
Yeah,
Utah Jazz. I'll talk Utah Jazz. Or while you're thinking, I'll remind you of who you've drafted. Utah Jazz have taken Jalen Hood-Schifino, which Zach should have drafted for again earlier, but that's my bad. And Utah Jazz selected Asar Thompson. So you have Asar Thompson and Jalen Hood-Schifino.
Yeah. Colby Jones is gone.
Colby Jones is gone. Went 26 to the Pacers.
Yeah, the Jazz are weird because I don't know. I have a few different thoughts about the way this pick could go. I think Marcus Sasser could be a good pick if you just want to really shore up the front court. I don't like taking two of the same player position and backcourt in the same draft. We got Asar as well. Yeah, I got 3 players in mind that I could go with. Jaquavion Smith is a name that I think he's just kind of a solid wing all around versatile guy that can fit in a lot of different situations. I think you can never have too many of those guys that are just
Bang threes.
player. Yeah, Marcus Sasser is another option. I think he's more of a established leader, point guard type over Hood-Schifino. And then yeah, I was
Who would the
also thinking.
Celtics? Who would the Celtics take if this was traded for Peyton Pritchard?
Who would the Celtics take? New coach, man. Damn. Okay, I just gotta pick someone. Let's go Turk. Let's go Turk Smith. He's just a solid all around player. He can hit shots, he can play make a little bit, he can play a little defense. I think it was kind of an up and down year, but yeah, I like
don't
Turk.
think that boy plays any defense. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
He has like 2 steals a game.
Yeah. So does Luka.
Steals aren't defense, but
Luka led the league
He
in
made
steals
something.
for a little bit there.
Did he really?
All right. Well, Travion, still a good pick. I like Turk a lot. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Turk is not really a Celtics guy, so
Not at all.
the Celtics are mildly.
Oh, you're saying for
disappointed.
the Celtics? Oh shoot. Celtics take. I don't know.
Don't worry about them.
I mean,
Worry
here.
about the Jazz.
Okay.
Pacers are on the clock. 29. Zach drafted for the Pacers. Already selected. Oh my God, there's so many Pacers picks already. Colby Jones.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted them. And Jarris Walker.
Colby Jones and Jarris Walker. So the third pick of the first round.
So we're gonna take. I really want to take Jaime Jaquez.
Okay.
I was looking at him.
I think I'm gonna take Jaime Jaquez. I think Jaime Jaquez can play the 4.
I'm not a big Jaime Jaquez guy.
Small ball.
Sure.
Sure.
The Pacers are gonna take
Just-
Jaime Jaquez.
The future of my organization with a sure, which is
So
exactly
that he
what I just did.
doesn't,
But
so that he doesn't slip away from me. San Antonio Spurs also very badly want Jaime Jaquez, and the San Antonio Spurs also want to sign Juan Toscano Anderson to shore up 100% of the NBA's Mexican population for next year. But the Pacers will not let him pass and select him at number 29.
Okay.
just like Gandalf, you shall
Just
not
like Gandalf.
pass.
So many shades of Kyle Anderson here. Just plays super slow.
Yeah, it's a good
The
comp.
winner. He has great hair.
Great.
Yeah, play in the league for 10 years. Big fan.
For the
Excited to see
Clippers at 30, I'm thinking. Okay, so there's 2 names. So we almost played one of the guys that I'm thinking about drafting. We almost played Brandon Pajimski out of Santa Clara.
Yeah.
And Sam Houston bust their ass, and we bust Sam Houston's ass. So
Good
I'm
times.
thinking about Marcus Sasser or Brandon Pajimski. They're back to back on my big board. Pajimski's played so well in the combine.
Are you bringing Russell Westbrook back as
No,
the
Russell Westbrook
Clippers
is not
GM?
coming back as a
Oh.
for the Clippers. They need a point guard. They've needed a point guard for years. They thought John Wall was the answer. John Wall was not the answer. They thought Westbrook was the answer. He played fine. He's not the long.
Played well. He played great. Played fantastic.
Okay.
Hmm.
Doing tricks on the beat. For the Clippers, I would.
You don't think he played fantastic in the playoffs?
He played fine. They won one game.
Great. Because of him.
No, not even because of Kawhi.
Anyway.
Russell Westbrook, you are a Washington Wizard.
Again. So for the Clippers, I'm gonna. God, I love both of them so much. I love Sasser and Pajimski so much. I'm gonna go Brandon Pajimski out of Santa Clara. I think he has the higher floor out of the 2. I think they need young talent because they have no young talent really. I mean, it's like Terrence Mann and Norm Powell's kind of young. So I think
BJ Boston
yeah, okay, you can keep BJ Boston.
still on the team.
I think he's mature enough to play next to Kawhi and Paul George. I think his playmaking ability is going to be on full display because Kawhi and Paul George aren't great playmakers. So yeah, I'm happy to take Brandon Pajimski with the last pick of the first round for the Clippers. I feel bad because I
Aiden, what do
really
you
like Marcus Sasser.
Aiden, do you like Pajimski over Turk?
Yes,
Because I think I
Hmm.
do.
Really?
I do.
Yeah.
I think Turk is a better shooter than Pajimski, like by a mile. But I also think Pajimski is better than Turk at everything else, other than maybe like being an athlete. I don't think he's bigger than Turk. He's not as good as an athlete. He's not as good as a shooter. But I think he does everything else a lot better. So yeah,
So no small ball centers here either.
no, there isn't
I
I
might
know
have
really.
you're
gone
big
with
on your.
Noah Clowney.
Yeah, but they need a point guard, man. They need a point guard.
Yeah.
I had 3 centers in my top 30 of my big board, and we have 0 centers drafted so far.
Really?
San
Who's
Antonio
our center?
Spurs are playing Victor Wembanyama at center
Wemby.
next
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a good
Wemby's a
point.
center.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so
year. We're
Detroit
not
Pistons.
starting Zach Collins next to Victor Wembanyama. Sorry, Zach Collins. When we said that you were going to be the starting center for next year,
We lied.
we were lying. There's always a contingency that you were not going to start over or next to Victor Wembanyama.
And that I think you would understand.
The Detroit Pistons.
Sean, who are we thinking here?
Yeah. I mean, like we talked about earlier when they picked at 5, the backcourt's all right. I'm not sold on Killian Hayes like you are. But Jalen Duren shown flashes of needing more touches. Yeah, I think the wings, getting like a big wing forward guy is prevalent.
The Marvin Bagley
I think
replacement.
it's, yeah. Not quite one for one replacement here, but I'm feeling CD Sissoko out of the G League Ignite. Teammates with Scoot. I think the shot is questionable, but I think the shot's questionable with so many guys at this age. If that can fall, he's a great prospect. But I think these big wing guys, like we talked about earlier, have the easiest path to being good NBA players. If that shot comes around, he's already a big body defender guy. Yeah, shore up some of that mid court a little bit.
I like it. I think that's a good pick. Wow. Indiana Pacers on the clock again.
How many picks do they have? Jeez, this is the
Dear
fourth.
Lord.
So y'all have taken Hama Jaquez, Colby Jones, and Jarris Walker.
Oh,
And Zach will be
I think that
drafting again.
the Indiana Pacers are nearing the point of we would not even be able to roster all of these players.
Yeah, just trade out of these picks.
So this pick is almost certainly going to be traded, but the Indiana Pacers really
what's their G League team looking like?
Yeah.
If I was the Mavericks, I would throw money at this pick right now for a guy.
Yeah. The Mavericks should throw all $5 million that they can spend on draft picks at pick 32, but they can't. So
You can
the
trade. You can trade picks
Pacers.
for cash considerations.
You want $5 million, and I'll draft for the Pacers at 32 because there's a guy I love.
No.
No.
What does $5 million invisible dollars do for me?
It
Makes you $5 million richer.
No shot. Marcus Sasser,
All right.
Damn.
you are an Indiana Pacer.
Yeah, we were all kind of.
Not who
I don't
was
think
gonna
you're
go
going to
with.
play, honestly, but
don't think he'll
God
play?
bless you.
Man,
Just
you
because
don't
we have
like
too
the
many
Houston
guys.
now.
Seattle
Like
bunch of
we're gonna have to clear all our vets out. We have to clear TJ McConnell out.
Reuniting with Jarris Walker over there.
Yes, and I very much wanted to take Marcus Sasser earlier, but I was a little hesitant. But at this point,
worth the pick.
can't even fit enough guys. Can't even fit all these guys on. So Marcus Sasser fills a bit of a need for the Indiana Pacers, just adding another ball handler off the bench, scoring guard. Will be the TJ McConnell heir apparent.
Okay. You're back to back, drafting for the Spurs at 33.
A dream.
So who is getting paired up with Wembanyama for the San Antonio Spurs?
I consulting the draft board currently.
I'm losing track of who's still on.
If you just say
We're
names,
still
I can
up.
say yes or no.
Okay.
Feeling Jalen Wilson out of
Mm,
Kansas.
Great player. He's a great player.
not someone I would personally draft because I'm just not high on him.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
shots like, I mean, if you can't shoot, if you're a non-shooter, it doesn't really matter what you can do offensively.
I think he'll be able to shoot though.
I think he'll be okay.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be great.
Yeah. But he's, I mean,
It's a big dude.
yeah, he's not, but he's not gonna be the number one option for the Spurs, you know. So
Not even like top 5, really.
I love Jalen Wilson. I think he's a tremendous ball player. But
So
NBA wise is
34. The Hornets took Scoot. We took Walsh. Highest guy on my board remaining, Derek Lively. I like Mark
Another
Williams.
center for the Charlotte Hornets.
I like Mark Williams.
still trying to fill the Al Jefferson role.
So I'm between Trace Jackson Davis, Julian Strawther, and Derek Lively. Think I'm gonna go
You're the
Trace
GM.
Jackson Davis here for the Charlotte Hornets.
Another tremendous player.
Right.
You want to talk about Trace Jackson Davis? Bro?
I'm taking Bobby Clintman out of Wake Forest. Good 3-and-D guy. Can never have enough of them. I like Bobby. And if you said I made my pick, I control the Google sheet, so y'all can.
Trace Jackson Davis, like his phone was ringing and then it immediately hung up.
Trace Jackson is in the green room calling his agent furiously.
Can they do that? I don't know. Use the Google sheet.
Just yoinked it.
So
Commissioner walked up, turned right back around.
I think Bobby can be like one of the risers that falls or like jumps in the first round that everyone's like, holy shit, he's a first rounder. But getting him at 34, I'm happy with. Boston Celtics.
Santi Aldama vibes.
And that's
Boston
a good NBA
Celtics.
player. Boston Celtics, Sean, down 0-3 right now.
You said I didn't have to think about the Boston Celtics, but now I do.
I lied.
Now you do.
Yeah. I was thinking about what do they need? Because they got a lot of really good shot makers.
Ball handler.
Obviously Jason Tatum. Marcus Sasser was what I was thinking until Zach took him from me.
Yep, rudely.
I mean, it's kind of a luxury pick either way, but
top 45.
I have a point guard in your top 45.
Still, yeah. Out of Texas or out of a Texas state or one of the schools from Texas.
One of the schools from Texas State.
No, not Texas State. The state of Texas.
Oh,
Texas State player randomly goes in the first round.
They had the center was pretty good. I'm gonna stick with my guns here. Feeling Julian Strawther. I think he's a guy who can make shots. Come off the bench. You know, you don't need a superstar here, but a guy who can hit buckets, and he's proven that he can do that at a very high level. So I'm hit those buzzer beaters for Gonzaga in the tournament. That's sometimes just what you need. I think he can fill a
role
at rotation level. Role player.
Orlando Magic on the clock. I think this is the third pick with Nick Smith and Anthony Black. I don't think they've had any other pick so far.
The Orlando Magic are also running out of
Roster spots.
space for
Yeah.
eyes.
You want $5 million for the Mavericks here?
The Orlando Magic will decline the $5 million and will instead take Amari Bailey, CLA.
Remember when Drake dated his mom?
What?
You don't remember that?
I did not know that.
Drake?
The Orlando Magic immediately take Amari Bailey off their draft board.
Yeah, Drake took
Psych.
Amari Bailey's mom to the Dodgers Stadium and had dinner with her on the field.
I forgot that was Amari Bailey's mom. What?
Yeah.
That's wild.
One of the
The
songs
question
on Certified Lover
reserved.
Boy is probably about him.
Oh man.
All right, so
Wow.
you're sticking with your Amari Bailey.
I mean, at least it's Drake, you know. If like somebody's
Immediate
gonna
F.
take your mom.
F grade.
So Thunder on the clock. Earlier, the Thunder took. Who did I take earlier with the Thunder? Keontae George. I'm thinking big here. Derek Lively's on the board. He needs to be drafted. He's too good to fall this far, but like none of the teams I was drafting for needed a center.
Yeah,
So,
that's the thing about centers is that it's so.
No one needs them.
Yeah.
the Mavs need one. Which is why
Yeah,
I'm
that's
trying
true.
to trade into this pick.
You gonna trade $5 million?
Yes.
Yeah, you have the power, Aiden.
The Thunder.
Can we do that?
Yeah, but I wouldn't trade with myself. Y'all would have to agree. Like, would the Thunder trade that pick for $5 million?
No.
The Thunder also have too many
Players. Yes,
guys.
that's what I'm saying. Is I was the
So-
Mavericks and I would throw up $5 million for a pick here. If y'all
Sure.
were the Thunder GMs, would y'all trade the 37th pick for $5 million?
No. Pick in the top 40 is not worth cash considerations.
The Kings traded that
throw
pick last
in-
year for Jaden Hardy.
Throw in Josh Green. We'll think about it.
I got half of mine to kick you off this call.
Throwing Frank Ntilikina for-
Okay, so a pick at 37 is not worth $5 million.
Nah.
I say yes. I'd go through with it.
Well, now I can't because Sean. So the Thunder will be selecting
Sean,
Derek Lively at pick 37. He's playing next to Chet. He's super. I think he.
Wow. Imagine trying to score in the paint against Chet Holmgren and Derek Lively. It's just so
I know,
much
that's
arms.
why I was hoping one of the teams I needed wanted a center, but like they all
Poku
have
in there
good
too.
centers already. The Clippers
Yeah.
have Zubac, who I thought about. Hornets take a center every other draft pick. The Grizzlies have Steven Adams. I mean, everyone I drafted for as a center. Miami Heat have Bam.
I think Bobby Clintman's like a 4.
He could be a 3-4. I think he's just a wing forward. I think he's just a forward wherever they need him to be.
Yeah.
Sacramento Kings, Jonathan on the clock.
Oh yeah. Got very lucky here. I feel like you guys forgot about this guy. Noah Clowney fell right into our lap.
I did not forget about Noah.
Feel
Clowney.
great about this pick.
Just didn't.
I think he's a very long switchable defender. Kings obviously have a great offense, need that, but pairing him next to Sabonis, I think that'd be he'd be able to cover up some of his mistakes there. Yeah, they have the front court, they got their scorers figured out.
I was hoping
Wagner's doing awesome, but
he was gonna fall.
the shots coming along a little bit. I don't know. I'm pretty high on this guy. I don't think he falls to. What pick is this? 38? Yeah. I don't think he falls out of the first round. I think guys like this are really valuable.
There's only so many guys that can go in the first round, though.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
issue.
true. Well, I don't. That's true. I don't feel like there's been a really bad pick made yet. So.
And at 39, I was going to take Noah Clowney if he fell one more spot. So at 39, I will take Trace Jackson Davis out of Indiana with the Charlotte Hornets, who were going to draft him earlier but backed out. So we're making it up to him.
Charlotte Hornets immediately offer the rights to the 39th overall pick for $5 million in cash considerations for Shams.
Denver Nuggets
For
selection at
Shams.
40. Zach.
Hold up. I just want to talk about Trace Jackson
Okay,
Davis. I
let's
think
do it.
he's awesome player.
Absolutely.
I know you guys don't like him as much, but
I think he's fine. I just drafted him. I better like him.
yeah, but you also undrafted him earlier.
Yeah, because I realized Dobie Clinton
You're
was on the
at
board.
0 on drafting Trace Jackson Davis today.
You hung up on his agent.
Yeah, I told him I'd call him back later.
Yeah,
You know
I mean,
what? I did.
but he's a really good scorer, and he forces double teams, and he can pass it out. So having an actual interior offensive presence for them,
And he's
that
a good
works
defender,
with
great athlete.
yeah, like 3 blocks a game.
Yeah.
Can be a lob threat. Because Miles Bridges is in an uncertain situation. So yeah, I think that's a really good pick.
All right, Denver 40.
Sorry, Trace Jackson Davis, meat riding over.
So you're like a Nuggets fan partially, so you're kind of selecting for your home team here. You don't really claim one team.
NBA Finals bound Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, I would
Yep.
say
Bandwagon rider. Never liked the Nuggets before they went to the finals. Zach Dizdar.
yeah. So
The Nuggets will be taking a wing
oh, okay.
by the name of Terrence Shannon.
Aaron Shannon. I thought you were gonna go Andre Jackson.
He's
I like Andre Jackson. I would like a wing in the vein of what Christian Braun has been providing them this year.
Nice. Okay.
I thought it was a great pick last year, and I think those type of guys, some more cutting wings that can also space out a bit next to Jokic. Also being a senior, got the veteranosity to him.
Is that a word?
Played a lot of college ball. Veteranosity.
Okay. Wizards are on the clock. Another team Zach kind of claims.
Yep.
So Sean is drafting for the Wizards.
Okay. Gotcha. And our earlier draft pick was Cason Wallace.
Yes.
I think that's a good pick.
Pat yourself
That was the only other pick.
Yep.
Wow, they really knew what they were doing with that one. I'm gonna go defense again and take Deron Holmes out of Dayton. He's a big body.
Big Dayton guy.
Yeah. Go Flyers. The second coming of Obi Toppin. Not really. They're a little different. Obi Toppin's more offensive oriented. Deron Holmes is another good switchable defender, good shot blocker. Is also a really good interior threat for dump down situations. They kind of don't have that. Kristaps is
shooting guard.
Best big on the roster. Yeah. So yeah, again, he's a big body down there, and I think it's a good pick.
I think the Wizards will have to dump Daniel Gafford because all of their guys are going to cost way too much money. So I think there could be some good playing time open for Deron Holmes early on next year.
Yeah.
At 41, I think that was a good pick. I like that at 41. There's some centers I still like. I still have like first round talent on the board and from my board. For the Charlotte Hornets, can I trade $5 million to the Dallas Mavericks? At pick 42.
Why are we opening up the trade window now?
I've been trying. So Charlotte Hornets, I am going to. Amani Bates is a thought that I had.
Oh yeah.
In Charlotte.
He's not a first round talent on my board.
Nope.
The 2 first round talent guys I have still are James Nagy out of FC Barcelona and Dimbona out of UCLA. Zach just shaking his head because he doesn't want me to take a center. I'm also thinking Andre Jackson, but I took Jordan Walsh earlier.
What does that correlate to Andre Jackson?
A big wing defender that has a questionable shot and is a lockdown defender.
Do you think Andre Jackson can be like a point guard, like a backup point guard?
a third string point guard.
Yeah. 'Cause that's kind of the role that I have penciled in for him.
I mean, he's like what 6'7", right? I mean, that's not like saying he can't be a point guard because he's 6'7", but like I don't know. I think him and Jordan Walsh are similar enough players to where I wouldn't draft both of them for the Hornets here.
Ooh, interesting.
I think I will go. Mike Miles is still on the board too.
Oh yeah.
That's who I was referring to earlier with the Texas point guard.
Uh,
Two. Taking a Dim Bona out of
Word from our sponsors. Ooh.
UCLA. I think he is another center. I think he's a very, very developmental center. I think he has the talent to be a first round pick, but none of the teams I needed a center. Charlotte Hornets, if they really love Mark Williams, they wouldn't have sent him to the G League like half the year last year.
Yeah, that was weird.
So,
Didn't get that.
this is the guy that could
Hornets
be in the G
basically are.
League. So I'm taking a Dim Bona out of UCLA. Run the break, crazy defense, especially in transition. His transition defense is really nice. Nothing much to his offensive game, but he moves like a goddamn gazelle out there, and I love that for him.
The Mavericks are also very interested in trading $5 million for Adam Bona.
That's who I've been trying to trade for this entire time was a Dim Bona. You can keep Derek Lively. I want a Dim Bona, and that's fine. So
We'll do that on the trade segment. We'll have a whole no.
Portland on the
Let's
clock.
see.
Sean got a lot of time to think about this one.
Yeah, after a word from our sponsors, the Portland Trailblazers are going with Ricky Council the fourth. Not the third, but the fourth. He's been doing really well at the combine recently, so he's been shooting up boards. He's a crazy athlete. The shot is a little sketchy, but that's something that guys, can figure out or not. Portland's got a pretty good developmental history with shooters, so I think they can help sort that out.
Figure that out.
Yeah, get that together. Yeah, taking a flyer on a good athlete at this point in the draft, especially when they already got pretty good selections earlier on. The GM seems to know what he's doing over there, so.
Okay. If it was me, I would have gone James Nagy out of Barcelona. I think. What's his name? The center. I think.
Brendan Watford.
Not Trenton Watford.
Nurk?
Yeah, I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah.
Nurkic is so mid and so bad.
Yeah.
But-
He's an offensive minded guy.
And isn't really a great
I
offensive.
don't think center. Oh man. I thought I
So
took a center earlier.
the Spurs,
James Nagy also probably going to stay over another year.
and that's fine.
So
Develop on your own time.
Stash guy.
I love
Draft
Najee. 44, San Antonio Spurs. Zach won the Wemby award. They got Jalen Wilson earlier. Third pick of the draft.
I think that Andre Jackson will be the third string point guard for the San Antonio Spurs next year / future backup point guard. Kind of in the same vein as Ricky Council, just being like a big ball handling guard at this point in the draft, despite not really being a shooter.
Yeah.
Just kind of a long athlete that can run offense to some extent. Just as a project. Maybe you can develop the shot on. I'm interested.
For Memphis, I'm going. What pick is this? For Memphis at pick number 45, the Memphis Grizzlies are going to take Mike Miles out of TCU. Could really use another guard next to Tyus Jones, especially with Dylan Brooks gone. Maybe Tyus Jones starts. So I really like Mike Miles. I think he has the. He's a little small, but he has the game operator. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. He's
Floor general.
Yeah, he's a good floor general at 45. if this, I mean, he should have declared last year, but he didn't, and he had another really good year at TCU. He was really good in the March Madness tournament. Had 2 really good games. I think they won their first game. I don't remember who they played, but I think they won one of the games, and largely because of Mike Miles. Love Mike Miles. Very happy to see him go here at 45.
Next, Kennedy Chandler.
Yeah.
I think he'll have a better career than Kennedy Chandler has so far.
Yeah, get waived after your first year.
Hopefully, he will not get waived after 1 year.
Yeah. Atlanta on the board for Sean.
Speaking of Kennedy Chandler and Tennessee players, we go Julian Phillips out of Tennessee. I think he might have slid a little bit here. He's a good athlete. Just a little bit. Yeah, good athlete, good gritty. Yeah. And I think the Hawks need some of that. Need some more grit to them. I think,
kind of babies.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah, someone will come in and play defense. The whole Cam Reddish thing never really worked out. So yeah.
All right, Zachy Dizdar picking for the Lakers again. Earlier, you selected Ryan Rupert against all odds.
Wow.
When Ryan Rupert,
everyone thought they were going to take Jet Howard, and they probably should have, but they didn't.
So Lakers 47.
The Rockets were happy for that.
Are there any other Michigan guys that the Lakers can take?
Hunter Dickinson, but I don't think he declared.
Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah,
wasn't he a portal declaration?
Kansas.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Unfortunate.
You can offer him $5 million.
Yeah, you want $5 million for this pick? I will be happy to give you.
I would absolutely trade $5 million for Jet Howard. Coleman, wait, has Derek Lively been taken?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coleman Hawkins.
There's some other intriguing centers left.
Took a center. Finally.
Still want to take James Najee, but that's okay.
Oh, James Najee didn't go?
Nope.
Shit. The Lakers are terrible at this.
So far this year.
Okay.
Who's running this show?
So the Cavs don't need a center, or else I would take James Najee here. They don't need a center. I'm gonna go Amani Bates here. I think at 48, that's pretty good value of a guy that can create his own shot.
Two-way guy.
Yeah, 0 playmaking feel, 0 defensive feel.
Just vibes.
6'10" with a strap, like Walmart Michael Porter Jr. And he has a couple straps. He got in trouble for that. So 48 Clippers are gonna take Amani Bates, and I'm gonna sneeze.
I don't know. I feel like they got so many point guards. Probably the biggest need.
They
just
took
like
Marcus
it
Sasser.
might not be.
Or no, they didn't. Who did they take earlier? I took Brandon Pajimski for them earlier.
Pod.
Okay. Good pick.
Pod master.
All right, Sean. LA Clippers at
LA Clippers.
49.
I think they're also still happy with.
Don't say Westbrook.
Oh my God, what's his name? No. What's it? Their center's name. I'm drawing a blank on him right now. Yeah, Zubac. This is I said their biggest need is probably point guard. Marquise Knoll, Kansas State. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they have the defensive length to cover up for his shortcomings on that end.
Might as well draft Tyler Perry.
Yeah. I wish. The TP 1.0. TP's TP 2.0. But yeah, Marcus Knoll, one of the best passers in the draft. He's a pure point guard. He can shoot. Obviously, the biggest issue is his size, but they have so much length. 5'8".
No.
They have Kawhi, Paul George, Zubac at center.
Okay. All right.
Maybe another center would be interesting, but I think it's a good pick.
Would have gone Dylan Mitchell there or like Isaiah Wong.
Wong maybe is a better pick, but
That's
your
fine.
passer. We got the scores. on
Isaiah
the roster
Wong
with
didn't
the
win the Bob Cousy Award though.
making Bob Cousy proud.
Yep.
JJ Redick turned
next
into
Bob
gold,
Cousy.
All right, OKC Thunder, another team. Zach Reps at 50. Where are we going?
Dear God, we cannot fit any more dudes. So this man will be a two-way player
You
for
want
the
$5
Oklahoma
million
City
from the
Thunder.
Dallas Mavericks for the 50th overall pick.
Yeah, like they should take James Najee and stash him and then trade him in like a year.
However,
However, they will not. Adam Bona's been taken. Yes.
Yeah.
Adem went to the Hornets at 42.
The Thunder will be taking Dylan Mitchell.
Really
The
showed out
50th
during the
overall.
combine.
Yep. Perfect two-way guy. The Thunder have had great success with.
Yeah.
All right. Brooklyn Nets taking James Najee out of FC Barcelona. Probably going to be a draft and stash, but I'm very happy drafting and stashing James Najee.
See,
Phoenix Suns at 52.
Claxton replacement.
Not even a
He's the
replacement.
Claxton backup,
yeah.
not replacing Claxton.
Maybe down the road, but not right now. Phoenix, most disappointing team in the league. Dallas Mavericks.
So okay.
Needs everywhere.
Needs everywhere.
Depth. They need depth.
I'm thinking big. Let's just say Kevin Durant stays, Booker stays.
Yep.
Say Chris Paul stays.
Yep.
You have your scoring from those guys right there.
I have a feeling.
Where am I going?
I think you're going Oscar Tshiebwe here.
Yes, I'm going Oscar Tshiebwe. He's a great rebounder. DeAndre Ayton is like
Oscar Tshiebwe.
halfway out the door at all times. Sorry, it's traded last year. So they have he is out the door. But Oscar Tshiebwe, big rebounder. Probably the best rebounder in the draft. Yeah. And he's a senior national player of the year, so he can step in right away. And I think he's what you're gonna get from him. Body that can eat some glass.
Still not totally confirmed to be leaving college, but
is he not?
No, but he's in the draft, so you're good.
For the purposes of our exercise, absolutely.
All right, Timberwolves up. Zachy D. Dizzy D.
Oh, God. The Minnesota Timberwolves.
What does Timberwolves need?
Everything. They need help.
I would have, as GM of the Timberwolves, I would be trading for Kelly Oubre.
Okay.
But for this portion of the...
For a 52nd overall pick, Kelly Oubre?
No. I will take Nikola Duricic as a draft and stash wing for the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's pretty close. Yeah.
Nikola Duricic.
Long wing guy. Can play in transition. Can shoot. It's just total wild card. Hopefully it will turn into something in a few years. KK Mega Basket alumni. Shout out
NBA Factory.
Nikola Jokic.
Nikola Jovic too, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Kings on the board.
I'm kicking for the Sacramento Kings. 54. I'm gonna take Kevin McCullough.
Okay.
Out of Kansas. This guy that's gonna clamp.
Like it.
Pacers, Zach, for the 12th time today.
Can Kevin McCullough shoot?
Not really.
It's kind of an iffy. Yeah, not really.
All right. Pacers for
Who?
the 100th pick.
Pacers will take Jalen Clark out of
Okay.
UCLA. Just wing stash guy on the two-way. Show out in some G League games.
G League ticket seller.
Pace show.
Memphis Grizzlies, last pick for the Grizzlies at 56. Dawn.
The Ja Morant's question marks going to show up the backcourt a little bit. Get Isaiah Wong. He's one of the most, probably the highest upside remaining on the board. Of like in terms of becoming a rotation player. I think he's I think he does what he needs to do. He's a solid point guard. He can shoot.
He's a scoring guy.
Yeah.
All right, Wizards 59. 2 picks forfeited because they were caught cheating.
Ooh. Ooh.
Sean,
Tampering.
who are you taking at 59 for the Wizards?
59 for the Wizards. I'm gonna go with another G League ticket seller. Potentially NBA rule, but Zach Edey out of Purdue. How much? Yeah, Drew Timmy would also be a good pick. But I think Zach Edey has more of a chance to play in the NBA. He brings more defensively. Obviously, he's a great shot blocker. I think Zach Edey has a chance to become an NBA player. Actually, he's done a lot to like be more mobile, and it's his benefits are obvious. He's a great finisher, post-up player. But the shot, saw him hitting some jump shots.
Jump shot is a
It looks solid. They were like mid range, but I think it's a possibility. I don't think he's gonna be shooting threes anytime soon, but yeah, Zach Edey.
All right, number 60, Mr. Irrelevant for the Milwaukee Bucks will be Tristan Vucevic out of Europe. Had a really good NBA combine. Kind of a stretch 5. Not going to do a whole lot else, but he's hitting some crazy shots in the combine. So the Milwaukee Bucks will be picking him up with the 60th overall pick. And guys, that is the
KK
draft.
Partizan.
What do you say?